OpenGL versus Vulkan, which is the best rendering API to choose for the best possible FPS? Watch this video to find out. Now before we deep dive into this topic, we first need to know what is a rendering API. A rendering API is basically a layer that sits between your graphics processor and the program. Here, the OpenGL or the Vulkan sits between the PUBG and your graphics chip. It is responsible for whatever you see on the screen. So drawing on the screen, it has its own methods, and some methods may be faster than the other. Now in PUBG Mobile new state, there are two different rendering APIs that you can select from: OpenGL ES and Vulkan. OpenGL ES is more of a single-threaded type, whereas Vulkan is more of a multi-threaded type. This means that OpenGL focuses on using only one CPU core, meanwhile Vulkan is optimized to use multiple CPU cores. This results in the load being distributed all over the CPU. That means that the CPU can now do more work with less power, and it has more power to get more FPS. However, like I said, these are just the way of drawing something on the screen, and if you do not implement those things properly, if you do not know how to use them properly, well, results can be. In our PUBG new state, there are two different options: OpenGL ES and Vulkan. OpenGL ES is the same rendering API that was used in our old PUBG mobile, so you guys know how it ran before. So if we use the same API, we should get the same FPS here. But Vulkan is pretty new and it promises better FPS as well. So let's try both of them out and see which one is the best. So let's choose the highest possible settings with the highest possible frame rate, that is ultra with 60 FPS. We are going to turn on anti-aliasing. Right now we are now getting 50 FPS in average in the lobby here itself. The graphics are looking pretty good, so I can't really say if Vulkan did an amazing job here of increasing the FPS, because PUBG Mobile didn't look this good as well. So we need to play a little bit more and then compare these two APIs at last. The lighting effects have been increased and there's now wind effects. Okay, so that's looking good. And now you can see the area name on the map. On dropping, we have some FPS drops here, around 45, 40, even drops to 30 sometimes, because we have a lot of players dropping in nearby, so that's expected to have some drops. Now let's take a look at the temperature and the memory uses as well. We are sitting at around 38 degrees Celsius, 37.2 degrees Celsius to be exact, and we have about 1200 megabytes of RAM free, and it is decreasing. This is a hot drop, so at a hot drop, it's pretty much average 15 FPS. The game does not feel very smooth, to be honest. It feels jittery and not very responsive. If it was PUBG Mobile and at HDR Extreme, we would be getting 60 FPS, pretty much stable all the time. But we can see the graphics are pretty detailed, so let's see. Maybe the game itself is heavy for our device to handle. Let's keep on playing until I find someone to kill. Okay, I find someone. Let's see how the FPS is at fights. So in front there seems to be some enemies here and around me as well. In fights, the FPS is, well, not that stable. It's not very good. It's not a very fun experience here. FPS drops to 40 and it feels. So we pretty much played the whole game like this, and the FPS was not improving at all. It was hovering around 50 FPS, sometimes dropping to 40, even 30 sometimes while driving, so it's not a very pleasant. If you drop your graphic settings by a bit, maybe you will get better results, and it might be better for low-end devices, who knows. While driving around, I met this guy over here. I tried to spray him down with my ammo, but my bullets didn't connect properly because I'm a noob here, and the gyro does not work very well under 60 FPS, so pardon me. I tried to stab him, but ultimately it ended up with me getting shot in the face because I'm a noob. Now it was time to select the highest possible graphics and then select the OpenGL API. Alright, this is looking very smooth. Wow, 60 FPS at the max settings. Feels much better. Gyro is more responsive than before. And well, overall this is just much better than Vulkan, to be honest. And also if you take a look at RAM uses, remember we had around 1200 300 megabytes free in the lobby. Now we have 1800 megabytes of RAM free basically. So that means that it could be much better option for a lower end device. Who knows? With low RAM. In the plane we are getting well 60 FPS again. The FPS is not dropping. Let's see if it drops the FPS while we are trying to land, because that is where the maximum frame drops happen. As you can see, we just had a slight frame drop here, drop down to 30 FPS for a while, again frame drop. Okay, that's pretty much normal. It happens in every devices, and PUBG new state is well pretty much in beta, so it's not really optimized right now really well, so that is expected to happen. And wow, the graphics are really good for a mobile game, to be honest. We got the sound player, really good lighting, not very good anti-aliasing, to be honest. Nice shadows, by the way, really detailed world. So let's see how the FPS is. And oh, did you notice the parachute effect? Nice fit. Now I'm just gonna skip this boring part here, fast forward this gameplay. If you want to see a full gameplay without fast forwarding, then please do let me know in the comment section. I will post a full gameplay with maximum quality if you want. And yeah, the device is not even dropping any frames here. Very smooth indeed. And now it looks like we are now in a city area. I think it is Pochinki in the future. Much heavier area, to be honest. It doesn't look like Pochinki though. Anyways, the graphics are well awesome. And we just play around for a while. I think this OpenGL heats up the device a little bit more. I don't know. The temperature are reaching about 39 degrees Celsius, so maybe it does. We have about almost 500 megabytes less RAM usage than before, so I think you can get away with less RAM if you use Vulkan, maybe. I don't know. Drive around in the car, the water reflections are looking really good. If you go into first person, the vehicle inside is also very detailed here. Very nice reflections. So which is better? Objectively, if we look at the FPS meter itself, we can see that OpenGL gives us much more better FPS and stable FPS. Uses less RAM, but it does heat up the device a little bit more. Vulkan should be better performing, but I think this game is well pretty early stages, so it's not optimized well. Just give it some time. Maybe in the future the results might change and I might have to make another video. So for now, OpenGL is better, but Vulkan might be better for lower end devices with less RAM. So that's pretty much the difference, as you can see from the split screen comparison here as well. Which one is better? They both look the same, by the way. Nothing is changed, only the performance is changed here, and the temperature of the device if you count that as well. So thank you for watching this video. I hope this video has been useful in making a decision here. Just stick to OpenGL for now. If they make the Vulkan more optimized, then switch to Vulkan. Thank you for watching the video. Like I said, see you next time.